Remember this man? His name is Rodner Figueroa. In 2015, he committed what was called the unpardonable sin against none other than Michelle Obama. What he said pales in comparison to what Jimmy Kimmel said. Yet Rodner was erased from television within days. Apology ignored, career destroyed.
A firestorm of controversy has erupted over First Lady Michelle Obama after she was compared to characters from the movie Planet of the Apes on live TV. It happened on this Spanish-language entertainment news show when Emmy Award-winning host Rodner Figueroa was talking about a makeup artist who makes himself up to resemble female celebrities. When these images of the makeup artist looking like the First Lady popped up, Figueroa quipped, "You know, Michelle Obama looks like she's part of the cast of Planet of the Apes, the film." Not surprisingly, that remark got Figueroa fired from the Univision show and left the cast of the Today Show stunned.
What is wrong with people?
I don't know.
Unbelievable.
Social media exploded with commentary. He should think before he opens his ignorant mouth. That was absolutely idiotic and foolish.
The host's comment about Michelle Obama is blatantly racist, and there should be consequences for saying that about any black person, whether it's Michelle Obama or anybody else.
Figueroa immediately apologized, directing his statement to Michelle. "I feel embarrassed. I ask for forgiveness because there is no excuse for a professional like me to make those types of comments that can be interpreted as offensive and racist." But he also pointed the finger of blame at the First Lady for his dismissal. "I was notified verbally that due to a complaint from your office, I was fired."
Roger's apology was immediate, direct. He begged forgiveness, but Univision said no. The office of the First Lady personally intervened. He was gone, despite being on their side of the media. To the establishment, one offensive remark was beyond redemption. But here's the thing. Rodner did not leave the establishment. He stuck with them through thick and thin and loss after loss. Back then, when the truth came out, questions were raised, but no answers returned.
The White House! Racism! El Gordo y la Flaca! All come together in un incidento desgraciado.
Rodner Figueroa. He was a host on Univision's El Gordo y la Flaca.
I used to love that show because he used to take the hot chick and put her in the hot tub.
The dialogue made that show. Anyway,
Rodner was just fired from Univision for comparing Michelle Obama to somebody that was on Planet of the Apes.
well, not exactly. See, Rodner was doing a segment about a makeup artist who transforms himself into celebrities. In this case, Michelle Obama.
So he wasn't saying Michelle Obama looks that way. He was saying
The guy dressed like her.
Let's probably just not say Planet of the Apes at all.
Yep, because according to Rodner, Univision got a complaint from the First Lady's office and Rodner got canned.
I think it's that this dude lost his job. I don't really think that what he said was directed at the First Lady.
he was mocking the guy. Yeah.
And Rodner has another defense.
He's from a biracial family.
Oh, he didn't just say biracial. So my father's black, my mother's Mexican, I'm gay.
This guy is the ultimate minority.
Yes, the ultimate minority. Black, Latin, gay.
He can say whatever he wants.
He could have said Michelle Obama's my N-word.
He sure can, but he'd get fired for that too. Anyway, good luck, Rodner and El Gordo y la Flaca. ¿Qué tiempo are you on?
Fast forward to today. Jimmy Kimmel didn't just make a tasteless joke. He broadcast a malicious falsehood that Charlie Kirk's killer was MAGA, even though the truth, confirmed by family and by testimony, said otherwise.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half-staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. Okay. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. Demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns.
Rodner Figueroa, fired in days. Jimmy Kimmel, suspended by ABC, defended by media allies, and cheered on by millions online who demand he be put back on air, and boycotting Disney and their channels and establishment, even after suspension looms.
Mickey Mouse pulled the plug, and Jimmy Kimmel's not happy. ABC suspended his late-night show indefinitely. He was spotted storming out of the studio last night and hopping into a getaway car. So why'd Kimmel get benched? He falsely framed you for killing Charlie.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
Almost half of ABC's affiliates were threatening to black out his show that night. Advertisers were burning up the phones. ABC executives were getting flooded with emails. Disney boss Bob Iger wanted Kimmel to apologize, but Kimmel said, "No way, Bob."
Jimmy wanted to go on his show last night, and in his monologue, I hear that he wanted to address the backlash from the right regarding his commentary about Charlie Kirk's charged killer. And I hear that that monologue was very hot. It very much took aim at MAGA, and that is when the executives said, we can't have him go on the air tonight.
Little Jimmy Kimmel thought he was bigger than Disney, bigger than Mickey Mouse. Charlie Kirk's body isn't even buried, and ABC affiliates are refusing to air his show. They're on the brink of an advertiser boycott, and this guy's not even in first place. And he says, let's go another round. So the boss said, take a breather, Jimmy. You're costing us a fortune and making us look like we don't have a conscience. After the biggest assassination since Martin Luther King, the face of your network can't lie about the shooting and pin it on MAGA. Sounds like an easy call to me. But the left thinks America as a country is finished.
This is a major moment in American history. This is a crossing of the Rubicon.
There may be no democracy to save a year from now. This is a red alert moment.
If you're not paying attention now and doing something about it, well, then you're going to have to sit down the rest of your life because democracy is being taken away.
Ribs want libs to do something about it. Well, they already shot Trump and killed Charlie. What does he have in mind? Charlie Kirk got murdered in cold blood for speaking his mind. But a comedian getting suspended is the turning point in American history. You don't have a right to say whatever you want on network television. They're public airwaves. You're not going to get thrown in jail if you drop the F-bomb or crack an ethnic joke, but you're not going to last long. Network television has standards of decency, decorum, taste. Legally, what's on the public airwaves is supposed to serve the public interest. Lying about a crime is actually a big no-no on the networks. They can lose their license. Now, Jimmy Kimmel's not entitled to his job. He said the wrong thing, and now he's in a little trouble. It's happened to a lot of us on TV. ABC suspended Brian Ross for pinning a shooting on the wrong guy. Whoopi for mangling the Holocaust. Bob Greasy for a taco joke. And they fired Limbaugh and Roseanne for racial stuff. ABC fired Bill Maher for calling the 9/11 hijackers brave.
We have been the cowards, lobbing cruise missiles from 2,000 miles away. That's cowardly.
That's
Staying in the airplane
yes.
when it hits the building. Say what you want about it, not cowardly.
Did he have a right to say that? Yeah. Was that the wrong thing to say right after 9/11? Yeah. We were still pulling bodies out of the smoking rubble at Ground Zero. And Maher was calling Al-Qaeda courageous and America a bunch of wimps. He didn't get sent to prison, just to HBO. where a guy with his material belongs. Toobin got caught playing naked solitaire on the work Zoom. CNN suspended him. Sometimes we screw up, and Jimmy screwed up. Maybe he comes back. But why is Kimmel so special?
America is a less free place if late-night comedians cannot do and say what they want.
First of all, it wasn't a joke. He blamed the right for killing Charlie with a straight face. It was a lie, and it puts a target on the right's back. And second, can late-night comedians on TV tell racist jokes? Can they tell Jewish jokes? Can you tell gay jokes on network TV? Can they talk about how fat and ugly their bosses are? Of course not. I don't think Kimmel should be fired for a bad joke or even this comment. But there are standards in show business. Everyone in the business knows it. And is Kimmel even worth it? Look at his ratings from the last 15 years. Look at that. He should have been let go a long time ago. He assassinated his own numbers. This isn't about censorship. This is about math. Obama says the First Amendment is dead. Quote, this is precisely the kind of government coercion that the First Amendment was designed to prevent. And media companies need to start standing up rather than capitulating to it. Do David and Barack understand that Trump didn't suspend Kimmel? His boss, Bob Iger, suspended him. And Obama knows a lot about government coercion. His IRS targeted the Tea Party. Biden forced big tech to censor us for telling the truth about COVID and for telling funny jokes about Fauci. And the same people complaining now loved that. They wanted more of it. Since the beginning of television, hosts have been suspended for being wrong, dumb, racist, sexist, obnoxious, crass, crude. They're so out of touch with who Charlie was and what he symbolized and the threat level we're all facing that they can't show the grace and empathy that you'd expect from a healthy, well-adjusted adult. Kimmel's not the victim. Charlie was. Charlie's dead. Kimmel's on paid vacation. This could have all been avoided if Kimmel had just cleaned it up the next night. One of the reasons he didn't is because he's disconnected. He doesn't have Republicans on his show. He doesn't talk to people outside his bubble. He doesn't understand anyone he disagrees with. He doesn't know anyone he disagrees with. If he did, whole thing would never have gotten this far. And this is a problem that affects the whole party. They rally around the wrong guys. Guys like Colbert and Kimmel and Avenatti, Smollett, or the Maryland dad, rich snobs, liars, crooks, and illegals. But they won't rally behind families or workers, or cops, or people like Irina, who get stabbed to death on a train. Or heroes like Daniel Penny, who saved people from being stabbed to death on a train. Or even just the idea of Charlie Kirk, someone whose life was taken just for talking to them.
Why the double standard? It's a major character flaw. Here at Skolias Geneas, our viewpoint is not about race, sexuality, or politics. It's about character, bad character. When malice becomes a brand, it poisons trust. When apologies are meaningless for some, but unnecessary for others, society reveals its rot. Rodner Figueroa lost everything for a moment of foolishness. Jimmy Kimmel spreads falsehood in malice, and elites scramble to shield him. But character isn't built on protection. It's built on accountability. The key to overcoming this rot is simple: decency. Without it, all of us are disposable pawns in a media circus. The choice of which character to build is always ours. The choice is always yours. Thank you for joining us at Skolias Geneas.